get my keyboard. Let me get it really quickly. Be back. People gonna walk in. Where the hell is? I'll be back. What was wrong? Because there's still no one here. I'll wait it out. I'll have fun with this keyboard until someone shows up. Oh, 4 people. Hello. Hi. Doing good, doing great. What's up to Irene? Hello. Good evening. Barbara in the chat. What's up, Barbara? You're a minute and 50 seconds in. Glad you could join me for today's live, tonight's live. It's probably in the day for you. It's the night for me. I've been really enjoying keyboard sounds. Most recent video was great, thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed it. For these videos, you always track the growth. The initial views for this latest video haven't been great. I'm wondering how it's going to do in the long term. Sometimes it starts out slow, then it shoots up. So I'm hoping that's going to be the case with this latest video. We'll see. It's tricky, man. I was wondering, is the thumbnail the right thumbnail? Because I find that the more aggressive thumbnails, when I'm like going at the camera, those tend to do better. This thumbnail wasn't that aggressive, so I was like, maybe I should have used something more aggressive. I don't know. We'll see though. We'll see how it does. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. Hope y'all are doing good too. Hope you've been having a great week so far. It's the weekend, right? We're closing up on the weekend actually. So for some of y'all, it is Friday night here. Tomorrow's gonna be Saturday morning. Do y'all have any plans? Getting up to anything interesting? Let me know. I'm wondering if I should do keyboard sounds the whole video. Official notice that jizz? No, not jizz. That's not gonna work. Hong Kong jizz. That's crazy. Maybe it was a typo. Maybe you meant to say genius and you forgot to type in the N. No plans. Yeah, I'm a homebody. Most of the time, I'm a homebody. Now and then, I might do something. Official notice that. Oh, my bad, LMAO. Okay, it was on purpose. That's good to know. I thought it was. Sometimes in the comments, people be trying it. I'd enjoy if you did another poem reading ASMR. I can do that. I can definitely indulge that. I'll do that just now. Actually, I just gonna catch up with the people then. I recently saw a video where you say you moved to Florida. How do you feel about the yearly hurricanes? Um, I've never experienced that. South Africa is great weather year round, like just excellent weather. Um, so I think it'll be an adjustment. It'll definitely be an adjustment. But I don't know. I've been watching some videos. I actually watched a video today, Tampa, Florida video, and it looks great, man. It looks great. I like the new developments they're working on in the city, stuff like that. It looks really nice. So I don't know. We'd have to see pros and cons, man. You got to take the good with the bad, I guess. I think ultimately I'd be happy though. I don't know. I've been spoiled here because the weather here is, I will say, fantastic. It does get a bit hot sometimes, but apart from that, minimal rain. It's just sunshine. Our winters aren't even that cold. Our winters are kind of gay. Our winters are like, compared to what other people around the world experience. People have snow, and we don't have snow. It doesn't get that cold. Sometimes you hear news reports about snow in some obscure part of the country, but it's like, it's so rare. Hot weather seems great without the humidity, though. I mean, it's not fun when you're scorching, like being all sweaty and all that. But when the heat is like proper, like when it's like hot, that's never fun. But I think I'd prefer that over the cold because there's more you can do to mitigate that than like when it's like nipples pointing to the sky, kind of cold. I don't like that. Shivering in bed. It can get nice and comfy when you're in bed and you got all the blankets on. But yeah, I prefer like a hot day than a super cold one. You will become a human barbecue. That's funny. Anime slumps that, yo, how are you? I'm good. How are you? I'm great. Many shades. Someone asked for some poem reading ASMR, so I think I'll do like one or two. I like breaking them down. I've seen the poem here. Great. I'm going to Japan soon. I can't wait. Amazing. That's amazing. That's a goal of mine as well to do that. So it's amazing you get to experience that. Happy for you. What are you going there to do? Is it is it just a trip, or is it work, or what are you going there for? And where in Japan are you going? What are you going to be doing? I have so many questions. Are you going alone? Are you going with friends or family? Love to know. Love to know. Barbara said Japan just had a mega earthquake last night. So you're clued up on all the natural phenomena, it seems. Japan has a lot of disasters. Tsunamis, earthquakes, landslides, this, that, and the third. Damn, that place, man, they get really unlucky when it comes to that. You gotta pray for them. Hope they recover, man. Before I go to the Marine Corps, I wanted to go to Japan, so my mom decided to take me, just me and my mom, and Osaka, Japan. That's nice. That sounds really nice. That sounds amazing. Joining the Marines is also noble. What are the? I can Google this, but what do the Marines do? I don't even know. What does this here about them? The Marines. Let me Google U.S. Marines. U.S. Marines. Or should I say, what do U.S. Marines do? The USMC operates installations on land and aboard seagoing amphibious warfare ships around the world. Additionally, several of the Marines' tactical aviation squadrons, primarily Marine fighter attack squadrons, are also embedded in Navy carrier air wings and operate from the aircraft carriers. I'm not sure what all that means. It sounds like you got some of them on boats. You got some of them on, yeah. Well, is it part of the Navy? What's going on here? Operates installations on land and aboard seagoing amphibious warfare ships around the world. So, like, are y'all like protecting the shores? Is that what that is? Not exactly sure. I'm sure you'll let me know. Well, I'm sure you'll find out as you wait. I'm sure you know already, right? You can just sign up. If we had a war, we would be the first ones. We'd be the ones first out to fight. Damn. Godspeed. Godspeed. We're in very uncertain times these days, so you know. Nah, I don't want to scare you. I'm sure it'll be fine. Hopefully you'll do your service and then come back and pursue other things. Some people just go up the ranks and just have an entire career in the military. Is that your plan? I'm sure you'll figure it out as you go. Let me read a poem. Okay. Yeah, I just served 4 to 5 years and leave. Excellent, excellent. That sounds. Or maybe I'll love it and stay. I don't know. Yeah, you never know, man. You never know. You never know how to pan out. Much respect to you, sir. Okay, so this poem is poem number 11 in the book. It's called Nice Tits. Yeah, I promise it's a nice poem. So I'll just read it. If I said nice tits, you'd have slapped me in the face. That was the first thing I thought when I saw you. You see the sun's light before it warms up the day. I saw your flesh before I saw your soul. Sometimes the sun glows and yet the day is cold. Not with you, my love. Warmth follows your shine. For the breadth of your bust and the depth of your mind, I'm truly grateful I can call you mine. In poetry recitals, you don't clap, you snap your fingers. You snap your fingers. Snap your fingers. I guess I can break that down. So basically, it's just about how you meet someone, meet a girl, and she looks nice. The first thing you notice about a person is usually the visual aspect, right? Like, how do they look? That's what attracts you to a person at first. So with these girls, you might notice the more physical aspects of them at first, but then as you get to know them, they start to appeal to you in more metaphysical ways, right? So I'll just break down each line. I'll go through each stanza. Let me say that. If I said nice tits, you'd have slapped me in the face. That was the first thing I thought when I saw you. So obviously you think these things, but you shouldn't say them. You shouldn't say them. You should be self-aware enough to know that yeah, I'll keep certain things to myself, but it's just an honest reflection on like that was the first thing I noticed. You see the sun's light before it warms up the day. I saw your flesh before I saw your soul. So you see the sun's light. So think about a sunrise in the morning. You see the light before it warms up the day. So before you get the benefits of all that that comes with the sun, the warmth and all that sort of stuff, first you just get a visual representation of the sun. So you see the light before you feel its warmth. I saw your flesh before I saw your soul. So I saw your body before I got to know you. Sometimes the sun glows and yet the day is cold. Not with you, my love. Warmth follows your shine. So sometimes the sun can be out, shining, it's a bright day, and yet it's still very chilly. Wind is blowing, temperatures are low, even though the sun is up. It's like, bro, what are you doing to your job? And I said, not with you, my love. Warmth follows your shine. So I'm saying that's not the case with her. Warmth follows your shine. You're shining and you're warm. For the breadth of your bust and the depth of your mind, I'm truly grateful I can call you mine. So on breadth of your bust, breadth of your bust, and depth of your mind, I'm truly grateful I can call you mine. I'm just saying you're pretty and you have a nice personality and smart and all these sort of things. So I'm grateful for that. So yeah, that was Nice Tits. I call it Nice Tits on purpose. It's provocative because people are like what, and then you get into it and it's actually deep. So yeah, I read poem number 12. The book. This is my book, by the way. It's called The Many Shades. Many Shades of Flowers. I'm hot. Should I take off my hoodie? But then I'm gonna be cold, so I'll just keep it on. Poem number 12. Just make sure I didn't miss any comments. I don't think there's this much thought putting into writing all your poems. Yeah. When I wrote this one, is 40 poems. So yeah, all of them really. I took time and really thought about it. So all of them, yeah, pretty much. Number 12 is called Love Itself. I'll get into it. A wind that only ever blows in one direction. You make your way around the world and back to me. A tide that only ever flows with slight inflection. No fear of being rudely whirled by storm and sea. A sun that never dies, a flower that never falls, a bird that always flies, a friend who always calls. You, love, a love itself in shapely form. Your smile is true, your touch is warm. So I'm employing like some nature imagery. I'm just talking about, the sun goes down at some point, so you're not gonna have light at some point during the day. The wind doesn't always blow. Flowers die, flowers fall, and all these sort of things. Like so, waves undulate. They have inflections. So there's inconsistencies, or yeah, you just can't depend on a lot of these things to always be there. But I'm talking about a woman whose love is consistent and I can always count on her and depend on her and all those sort of things. And I'm just comparing her to the most beautiful things. We talk about the sun, wind, the ocean, so on and so forth. But I'm saying you're better than all these things and you're more consistent. So I'll break it down stanza by stanza. And Seeing the art of a poem now. That's nice. You know, these days, the modern poetry is not great. If you look at the contemporary poets of this of the past few years, there's I think the biggest one is what's her name, Rupi Kaur or something like that. Her poetry's you have to see it for yourself. Let me read this poem, this last poem from. Let me break down rather this poem I just read. Then I'll read you some of hers, and then you'll see what I mean. It's not, it's not amazing. So a wind that only ever blows in one direction, you make your way around the world and back to me. So I'm just saying, like, I can just count on her to blow in one direction, make her way back to me. If you think about a wind that just travels around the globe, I don't have to worry that she's gonna go this way, go that way, all this nonsense. I always look at myself instead of looking at the camera. It's a bad habit. So I'm just saying that she's consistent in that regard. Always makes her way back around to me. A tide that only ever flows with slight inflection, no fear of being ruled the world by storm and sea. So I guess with slight inflection, you know, funny thing, sometimes you forget what you were trying to say when you say certain things. But I think what I was trying to say there with slight inflection, no relationship is without its bumps, you know. So it's not just going to be smooth sailing throughout the entire course, but nothing I can't handle, nothing we can't handle. No fear of being rudely whirled by storm and sea. So yeah, I think that's what I was saying. Like, there's no fear like of a ship capsizing. No fear of being rudely whirled by storm and sea. So you're not fearing dark clouds and thunder and oh no, the boat's gonna sink. Oh no. You know, it's just like, you know, we have our moments where things get a bit rocky, but for the most part, you're fairly consistent. And yeah, every relationship has its, you know, its moments. A sun that never dies, a flower that never falls, a bird that always flies, a friend who always calls. So we all know the sun is gonna die someday. I forgot how much time they estimated until it literally blows up and implodes, rather. But the sun, everything dies. I say a sun that never dies. I'm just talking about our love being consistent. I can always depend on it. Obviously, everyone dies. But I do believe in eternity. I do believe in heaven. So there is that. But I was just mainly talking about consistency of love and knowing I can depend on it. You can also think of it as the sun setting, the sun going down, a flower that never falls. So again, death, petals falling off the flower, you know, the flower losing color, all those sort of things. I don't have to worry about that. If you think of love as a flower that never falls, just you just see this pretty flower and it just stays there. I can wake up every morning and be like, this is the same. There's consistency here. A bird that always flies. So think of a bird. You know, some of these things are self-explanatory. Bird is constantly soaring. A friend who always calls. So yeah, I'm sure we've all experienced friendships where people aren't there for you, or you know, maybe someone you wish someone was there for you more than they actually are. I'm saying in this case, it's a romantic relationship, but obviously there's that friendship dynamic as well. It's like a friend that always calls. You can always depend on this person. You can always talk to them. There's trust that they'll be there. You love our love itself in shapely form. Your smile is true, your touch is warm. You are love in shapely form. You are love in a body, in a vessel. I experience true love through you. Your smile is true, your touch is warm. When you're smiling, I know that it's genuine. When you touch me, I know that it's genuine. So yeah, those are the two poems. Karen says, hi, Jay. Hello. Karen has been around the channel for a long time. I remember seeing her comments a while ago. I'm not sure at what point. But shout out to Karen. I've been seeing her for a while in the comments, like more than a year at this point, I think. Shout out to you. You just missed the poetry reading. Maybe I'll read. This is a short one. This is a very short one, so I'll read this one since Karen just joined the chat. We're reading my poems, by the way. We're just reading them, breaking them down. This one's short and pretty straightforward. So, poem number 13 in the book, The Many Shades of Flowers, written by me, and it's called Pretty Person. So this one was just like alliteration, just full-on alliteration, which is each first letter of the first letter of each word is the same. So in this case, there's P. I'll just get into it. Pretty person, picture perfect. Pansies paying praise. Picking peppers, Peter Piper paused, professing pain. People paralyzed, keeping paradise pervade. Persephone personified, portraying prayers prayed. So I was just having fun there. I just wanted to write something fun and interesting and play with all these literary devices. So let's just go through it. Pretty person, picture perfect, very pretty. Pansies paying praise. Pansies are flowers, and they symbolize beauty as well. And different flowers mean different things in different cultures. So in many cultures, pansies, I think it's like youth and beauty or something like that. So that's why I chose pansies. Pansies paying praise. So these flowers that symbolize beauty, they themselves are paying praise to this pretty person. Picking peppers, Peter Piper paused, professing pain. So you know the story of Peter Piper, and he was picking his peppers and he paused, professing pain. Let me see what it says. People paralyzed, peeping paradise, pervade. I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure where I was going with the whole Peter Piper thing. I think there's more to the story if you look into Peter Piper, but I'm forgetting. But I think the main point I was trying to make was so if you take the 4 lines, Peter Piper paused, professing pain, people paralyzed, peeping paradise pervade. They see this pretty person, so he pauses from his activities of picking peppers, and he professes pain. When I say pain, it's just like your heart, like, oh my God, she's so pretty, professing pain. And people paralyzed, keeping paradise, pervade paradise, the height of peace, of beauty, of pleasure, of all these things personified in this person. So I say Persephone personified, the goddess of beauty in Greek mythology, portraying prayers prayed. So portraying prayers prayed, she's a visualization of people's prayers. So yeah, anyway, that was what was the poem called? That was Pretty Person. That was more of a fun poem. Just leaning into alliteration and all that good stuff. Can you do more of whisper videos? I'll be honest, I don't enjoy whispering. I listen to a lot of ASMR, and I prefer ASMR that's like soft spoken. I really enjoy that. And I look for that. It's hard to find. It's very niche. So I understand it's not for everyone, but I really enjoy it. So I try and make that, and I'm sure that other people enjoy it as well. I try not to be too loud, but I'm not the biggest fan of whispering. Karen says, beautiful, thank you. I hope so. A1 Faithy says, camera is so clear. Yeah. The reason I don't use this camera in my main videos is because the microphones are bad. I am currently using an external microphone to film this live, but this external microphone is not good for recording ASMR. It's not good for recording ASMR. I don't get the binaural effect, and this one is kind of echoey and weird. Not echoey, but the quality isn't great compared to. This is what I usually use to film my videos. It's got a microphone up here. It's got a microphone down here, and they sound decent. So that I use this one for my main videos, and then I use this one when I'm going live. And then I just plug in an external microphone. Do I like philosophy? Yeah, I do. I need to read more though. I don't read nearly as much as I should, but I do enjoy philosophy and spend a lot of time thinking, maybe more than I should, and to overthink. But I do enjoy philosophy, which is why I write, and poetry is a great outlet for that as well. I just enjoy the rougher and more chaotic ASMR. I don't mind how they speak. Yeah, that's me for sure. Karen says, I have to go back to work. It was great catching you. Yeah, you too. You too. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. But yeah, with the ASMR, I really enjoy the rough stuff. It just sounds good, man. But it's so rare to find like loud ASMR. I used to watch Amber Court's ASMR, and she can get loud, but it's interspersed. Most of the time she's whispering, so I really like try and find her more loud videos where she's being really aggressive and really loud. But yeah, it's rare to find ASMR so like just being loud, which is what I prefer. I watch ASMR Fixie. I watch this other girl, Emma's MySpace. She who raised the volume of her voice quite a bit actually, and I'm a big fan of just loud ASMR. I really enjoy it. Any more upcoming collabs? I have something with I'm a part of Come to Rest ASMR has a video coming up. ASMR with friends. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I don't think that's that big of a deal. But so I'm gonna be doing that. I don't collab a lot just because I just enjoy filming my videos and like the collabs are nice when they come along here and there, but I'm not like it's not I don't think about it too much. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it's okay too. But I'm open to collabing for sure. If makes sense. More gameplay ASMR. I'm enjoying myself with the gameplay stuff, so I will upload more. What I'm doing currently is compiling clips, so I do highlights. So today I was playing, and I played for about 30 minutes to 40 minutes, and something interesting happened at the beginning of my session. When I'm playing Days Gone. It's like a zombie action game, and something interesting happened at the beginning, but after that, nothing interesting happened. So I got like a 40-second clip. So I try to aim for like 20 minutes. So I'm gonna be compiling different clips and then putting them together. And then once I have enough clips, I'll upload that as like a highlight reel and film myself reacting to it and upload that with some ASMR as well. It's fun. I'm having fun doing that, and I'll continue to share those for sure. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Would I think about publishing another poem book? Yeah, I would. Right now, my goal is to get to 100 units sold for this one before I publish another one. At least by the end of the year. If by the end of the year I don't reach that goal, I'll just publish another one. But I'm hoping by the end of this year, I would have sold at least 100 books, and then I will get started on another one. With this one, it was kind of intense because I wrote everything in such a co- compact time period. It was all like just, I think it was like a week or a bit more than that. And I was just, it was just coming out. And then I just knew I was done because like it started getting hard to write. Like I was forcing the poems out. I was like, okay, enough. I wanted to go for 50, but when I hit 40, I felt like I hit a wall, and I had to like squeeze the poems out. I was like, okay, don't do this because then it's not going to be good. So I think I need fresh inspiration. I need to experience a bit more life, and then I'll publish something else once I've accumulated enough inspo. But I don't think it would take that long, to be honest. Maybe in the beginning of next year or something. I listened to your latest song. I uploaded that shit was straight fire. Just I don't know if the beat wasn't worthy of the song. It needed a more hype beat. I like the beat. I like the beat. I thought the beat was fine. I'm a. I'll say this. Mm, it's tricky when it comes to like taking in criticism, because you want to listen to people, but at the same time, it's also very important to just enjoy yourself and be a fan of your own stuff, because a lot of people can pull you in so many different directions. So my whole kind of barometer for success when it comes to this sort of stuff is, am I enjoying it? Do I like listening to it? Am I having a good time? If the answer is yes, then we're good to go. Anything beyond that is a bonus. I can't do much beyond that. Just it gets it. You see a lot of artists fall into that trap where they try to please a lot of people all at once, and then they end up losing their own identity and what makes them special. You just do you and have fun, man. Don't take it too seriously. Emma, OMG, yeah, Emma's great. I enjoyed her. Okay, some of her role plays are funny too. I was watching her live stream. She was having a live stream where she was building a PC. It was funny, man, because it was a challenge and there's so many different parts to put together. I commend her. It doesn't look easy. I've never built a PC from scratch before, so it seems complicated. And her chat was getting so frustrated with her, like, "Oh, that's the wrong part. No, you need to do it like this." It was a funny there was a funny part where she had to remove this dust screen off the lid of her of her PC, I guess. Um, and she didn't know you could just remove it. Like she was struggling to remove it, and like people were like, just remove it. You literally just pull it off, and she was just taking some time to figure that out. I also thought it was stuck on there. I didn't see how she could remove it, but eventually she like poked it with a screwdriver and it popped right off. Sorry. And people were just like, finally. And I was just chuckling. It was so chaotic. But yeah, I didn't check if she ended up finishing it though. I need to go back and see if she ended up finishing it. But I'm a console person. You don't have to worry about all that building. Joshua Johnson says, I remember when you were posting every day and making 7 songs a week. I respect the commitment. Really cool to see a channel grow. Thank you. Yeah, that was a wild time. Sometimes I think back to that period and I'm like, what was I on? Because I think sometimes it can look easy, but it's not. It's not. Especially like, well, uploading music every day, it takes a toll, man. It's like just mentally, it's very difficult. 300 plus days making a song every day from scratch, the beat, the lyrics, everything. Oof. But I want to do it again at some point. I'm not going to do it too many times just because it's so wild and you have to schedule your whole day around it. So as I get older and get busier, it's going to be very difficult to do. But I would like to do it at least a couple times, a couple more times in my life. The Song a Day challenge. We'll see. I think it's legendary. I've never seen anyone do that. I've never seen anyone do that. So I'm committed to keeping that going. But yeah, it's not going to be an every year thing. I started watching you when you had 9K. I'm pretty sure you. Yeah, 9K. Shout out to you. Now it's with 3,000 stronger. And yeah, it's just about patience and diligence. Some people grow like this. If you think of a graph, their growth is very exponential. And then some people like me grow like this. It's like this. Some people like this. I'm like this. But slow and steady, man. Slow and steady. It's not a race. You're not competing against anyone. But if you think of the tortoise and the hare, tortoise won in the end because you're slow and consistent. Whereas the hare was fast, but then he stopped at some point and he get distracted and he'd be arrogant and this and that, and then the hare ended up winning the race. There are some channels that you see that explode really quickly, they grow really quickly, but then at some points, things fall apart. Just because it could be laziness, it could be a whole bunch of things that end up hindering that person from growing even further. Sometimes people get too successful too quickly and it becomes too much. Maybe all the attention can get to you, or the work required at that level becomes too much for you. The responsibilities that come with all that can be too much for some people. So it's not always good to become too successful too quickly, because you want to give yourself time to just grow naturally. Really get used to it. So that's such a crucial thing. So I'm enjoying the ride. I want to get to 20,000, and then from 20, the next goal will be 50, and then I want to get to 100. 100 is such a big goal of mine. 100,000 subs. Whoa. And then we'll go from there. Aim for 500,000, and then we and oh my god, getting to a million would be nuts, bro. Bonkers. But yeah, gradual. How's your week been, Barbara? Have you gotten up to anything interesting? Anything interesting happened during the week in the streets of LA? I think that's what you said. That's where you said you're from, right? If I'm not mistaken. Hope I didn't get that wrong. By the way, if I was so it's, for anyone who doesn't know, I do think about moving to the States quite a bit, and I always think about which state I'd move to. So to Barbara, if I was to move to California, where would you recommend? California is not on my radar, but if I was to move, where would I go? Where would you recommend? We had a little earthquake not too long ago. That was interesting. Is your definition of interesting calamity? Yeah, we don't get natural disasters on the side of the world that much, like serious ones. I don't think I've ever experienced an earthquake in my life, to be honest. So I don't even know that. Apparently they're scary. I've heard of earthquakes, but I've never felt one. Apparently there've been earthquakes this side, but I've I've never experienced it. Thank God. But yeah, let me know if I was to move to California, which is unlikely. Where would I? Where would you say I should go? Shiam Narayan. How do I say it? Shiam Narayanan. I started watching you when you had like 600 subs. That's crazy. That's a long time ago. Shout out to you. You're a soldier. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Appreciate you sticking around. I'm glad you've gotten to see me go. Was it you that recommended I check out that Big Dog song? Was that you? I think it was you. The song was fire. I listened to that song and I was like, Chef's kiss. It was you? Yeah. Oh, that song was crazy. And the video was nuts. Anyone who is interested, you should check out Big Dogs. Dogs spelled DAWGS by Hanuman Kind. Just type Big Dogs, I'm sure it'll come up. It's a pretty popular song. It is so good. And the video is crazy, man. They were in a pit and the bikes were riding around this this pit and stuff. I don't even know how to describe it. It was crazy. It was crazy. Could do a reaction video. Every reaction video is getting tons of views. Yeah, it's not really. I don't think it would fit in my channel, to be honest. Because this is ASMR, so when you're reacting to a music video, and also copyright, the risk. I mean, there is ways of getting around copyright with reaction videos, but yeah, it's called the Well of Death. That is a crazy name. Why is it called the Well of Death? Why death? Whatever it is, it's very entertaining to watch. It looks very dangerous though, with the stunts they were pulling off. People were like, yeah, y'all have to see the video to understand. It was crazy. A great video. And I checked out some of his other songs as well. Just great videos in general. He seems like a very cool artist. Barbara says maybe the beachy areas like Orange County or somewhere artsy like Los Feliz or the Valley like Burbank, where there's comedy clubs and entertainers. That sounds fun. California is big. There's mountain life, valley life, and country too. Interesting. Yeah, your governor Gavin Newsom, you need to smack him. Making it hard for people, man. But California is beautiful. I will say that much. It does look nice. It looks wonderful. And yeah, it's a cultural icon. It's like Hollywood is there, which is, humongous. Everyone knows Hollywood. And it's just so much iconic culture has come from California. Hopefully, it sees a resurgence and then things get better. Ooh, my microphone has low battery. Let me replace it. Where's my other one? Excuse me while I replace this mic. I'm gonna turn this one on. I'll turn this one off. There we go. Y'all can hear me, right? I hope you can hear me. I need to put this one on the charger. Hanuman Khan. He was born in Kerala, India, and then moved to Texas for his studies. Oh, that's why he has the accent. So he's adapted those accents and the swag. I remember him mentioning Project Pat, which is a rapper from the South, from Texas. So, okay, that makes sense now. He mentioned Project Pat in that song, and I was like, Interesting. So that makes a lot of sense. Makes sense of the accent too. It's charging. It's charging. Is it charging? No, it's not. Well, I'll figure that out later. Lived in Colorado for a bit, but got homesick. Hmm. Colorado. I don't know too much about Colorado, to be honest. I've heard about it, but I know nothing about it. What notable things come from Colorado? Colorado. I'm seeing some pictures and it looks nice. I don't know if it will show up nicely here, but that looks nice. Well, I've heard of Colorado Springs. Now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Anyway, uh, what were you doing in Colorado? Were you working? Well, school. It's pretty. When I saw the Rocky Mountains, I almost cried. It's amazing. You almost cried. I'm not a big crier. It's been a long, long time since I lost shit tears. I'm not a big crier. I almost actually last week. Was it this past week? I think it was a couple of days ago. Actually, I was watching a K drama, and there was a scene with this little girl. She's very cute. First of all, this adorable little girl. There was some emotional scene where I don't know something was happening. It was oh I think I remember now. Her dad died. He's a ghost, and the ghost was employed in this supermarket. Very K dramas are all over the place a bit, but very entertaining. So her dad was employed as a ghost in this supermarket, but no one knew that he was working there as a ghost. And she was just talking about how she misses her dad and stuff like that. But then she found out that her dad was with her all along and doing work. And then her dad, the ghost, ended up getting Employee of the Month, which was ridiculous, but it's still touching. And oh, I nearly broke down, man. I was this close, but it's been years. You know, when you haven't cried in a long time, you want to save the tears. You want to save the tears for like a very special occasion. So when I feel myself about to cry, I'm like, no, no, no. I'm not just gonna cry for anything, especially not some show. Anyway, working for restoration. What is that? Does that have something to do with nature? I met someone who chases natural disasters for work and joined him for restoration. Uh, so wait, is restoration like when places have been destroyed by natural disasters and you help rebuild? What does that mean? Or is it like let me just Google it. I'm sure you'll let me know as well. Restoration. Um, what what does restoration work do? Well, it's talking about buildings and stocks here. I'm sure you'll let me know. I'm getting all sorts of answers on Google. Ah, okay, yeah. So it's like helping rebuild houses getting damaged from fires and floods. That sounds like a great job. Sounds really nice. Well done to you for contributing to society. Could have been shaking your cheeks. Some people just shake their cheeks. You are helping people rebuild. Good for you. Good for you. Some people go to California to shake their cheeks. You can go anywhere. I'm sure every place find somewhere to shake their cheeks. Let me stop talking about shaking cheeks. It was cool. I was like 25 and got to travel from coast to coast. But that sounds dope. Sounds like a great job. Sounds like an adventure. nice time in your life to remember. But then you got homesick. You went back to California. California. I think about New York sometimes. I think about New York. I'm like, it looks nice. If they sorted out the the issues like the crime, I remember like I saw news about them employing the National Guard to stand guard at the subways, which is insane. We have a train system here in Johannesburg as well. It's called the How train, and it's very clean, very safe. You never have to worry about anything happening to you. We don't have people, soldiers with rifles. I don't know if they removed the National Guard or if the National Guard is still there, but the National Guard was in the New York subway at some point, which is crazy, bro. Shouldn't be that way. If you come to Cali, you can stay with me. I'll show you the best areas to visit. You know what? Sounds like a plan. I always think about when I travel. It's so good to know people because you move around. The issue with traveling alone is you're alone in a foreign land, and that can not only is it lonely, but also like you can get lost, you can get robbed, you can get this, you can get that. So it's always good. Also, California. I don't want to be alone in California, so for sure, I'll need a guide. So I'll let you know if I'm ever in California. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Hopefully. The thumbnails are crazy. Yeah. I try, man. It's very hard getting like. Sometimes you want to just do like relaxed ASMR. So sometimes you're like, how do I get a good thumbnail out of this? Like today I was doing keyboard sounds and I was trying to figure out how do I get a good thumbnail with a keyboard. And I don't know if the video is going to do that well because the thumbnail, it's I tried doing a more aggressive one, but I ended up going with that one, which might have been a mistake. Might have been a mistake to go with that particular thumbnail. Bro, thumbnails decide how many views a video can. That's the conclusion I've come to at this point. It's about the thumbnail. Thumbnail and title. It just seems like content by itself isn't enough. Like you can have great content. Your thumbnails are trash. You might not get those views, man. People might like your video just because of the thumbnail. That's what I realized. So YouTube is a tricky game, man. You have to. Some people sometimes, they don't put that much effort into the thumbnails. They still do very well for themselves. Just have to try your best in every case. But yeah, like I said, I would be open to a New York situation if I heard that it was getting better, because I think it's nice to visit, but staying there is an entirely different story. Like there are a lot of places in the world that you can visit, but living there is an entirely different story. Like you hear about cost of living being sky high in New York, like just renting an apartment is unbelievably expensive, and all these other factors you have to consider that it's so densely packed. There's so much going on. Yeah, I'm pretty laid back as a person, so New York seems very fast paced, and sometimes you just wanna. Sometimes you're in the mood for all that sort of stuff, but then sometimes you just want to. I'm a take a walk to a nature reserve type of guy. I used to do that a lot when I was staying in this small town. I was living alone for a while, and I was staying in this small town, and it was very picturesque, very beautiful, and it had this wonderful nature reserve I used to walk through almost every day, and that's me. So it's wide open, trees, green fields. If you're lucky, you might see some horses here and there. Then you go to New York, it's just like all these buildings and taxis and get out of here, and people swearing at you and crackheads. It can be a lot, man. You hear all sorts of stories about the New York subway. I read a news article. I read the most outrageous news article of this woman that was waiting for a train, and this homeless guy was trying to hit on her, and she was not having it. She was just trying to ignore him, and he pooped in his hand and slapped her with the poop. What the hell? And he was let out without bail. He left prison almost immediately. Uh, OMG, yeah. Oh my god, I could go down. We could go down the rabbit hole. I'm sure if I just Googled New York City ridiculous crimes, I'm sure a whole bunch of stuff would pop up. Horror stories in the subway for sure. You hear stories of people pulling out their penises in the train. Apparently, that's very common. They're just pulling out their meat while you're riding the train, which is preposterous. Uh, there's a time and a place for everything. It's not on the train. In fact, there's only one time, one place to pull out your meat. Actually, when you're in the bathroom and when you're in bed. You shouldn't be doing that anywhere else. There's no other situation where you should be pulling out uh, your meat. In the US, the most crazy and outrageous stories are always from Florida. I've heard about the Florida man. I've heard about the Florida man. I'm not sure what that's all about, but it does sound hectic. Mm. But yeah, I think like Tampa, Florida is probably more chill and more under control. I'm sure there are parts of Florida like Miami where you might hear some crazy stuff going down, or like the swamps of Orlando or something. You see a Florida man run. It's like a joke we have when we hear crazy news stories. We're like, must be Florida. Yeah. Phone case scratching, please. Um, so this is not the phone I usually use, but this is my newer phone. This is the where's my other phone? Where is it? Oh, there it is. This is what I usually film with, but I'm filming with this new one, the external microphone. I'll give it a little phone case scratching with the microphones up here. Do you hear about the zombie bath salts guy? I've heard a couple stories about that. I've seen a couple stories where people were eating each other's faces, and there was a particular story I saw very recently, a couple days ago. This guy was caught, yeah, eating someone's face, and that's crazy, man. That is, how high can you possibly be to eat someone's face? That is disgusting. Oh well. Like you never I mean, look, I don't know what's going on around the world, but you never hear about these sort of things except in America. People eating each other's faces. Oh, there's crazy stuff happening everywhere. But like I can tell you stories about witchcraft here in South Africa. There are some wild stories, like very questionable stories as well. Like the headlines in this country are different. Like you don't understand. Like you actually don't understand how different the headlines are. Some of it does have to be taken with a pinch of salt, but let me just read some of them to you. Daily Sun headline. What? So already you're off to a running start. Just wait for the to load. Hey, oh, damn. Naked man found playing with a corpse. So I don't know what that's about. Help, my son steals panties. Okay, this is a. I mean, okay, here we go. Zombies want me dead. Sometimes you see headlines like that. Tokoloshi robs spas. So Tokoloshi is like a water spirit. It's like a water demon. It's like a hairy water demon, and you hear a lot of stories of people having encounters with these things, and no one knows what to make of it. But a lot of people have claimed to have seen these water demons, and there are a lot of the weird thing is there are a lot of women who claim that they'll feel like someone's having sex with them, but they can't see the person. So that's a very prevalent phenomenon where they feel like someone's having sex with them and they can't see anything or anyone. It's a very scary thing. But also, like, there is a comedic element to it because when the people that report on these issues, they sensationalize it and make it sound the way they write these stories just it is a bit funny, but the situation itself is not funny. But no one knows what to make of it. Yeah, but the headlines on this side of the world. But I don't want to give like America too much of a hard time because yeah, we also have our moments. We have a drug problem right here. Yeah, I've been hearing, especially like with the fentanyl. I heard a story about a a kid. He's like a teenager. He went to a party. Very innocent kid too. He's a good kid. He went to a party. He doesn't do drugs usually, but 16, whatever, peer pressure. He takes a pill and is laced with fentanyl. He overdosed and died. The parents were devastated because he had no history of drug abuse or being like problematic or rebellious or any of that. He was just a normal kid. And just this one time he took something and it happened to be laced with fentanyl. And you hear a lot of stories like that coming from the States. It's unfortunate. Hopefully they fix that issue. Uh, down for a ghost BF. No, you ain't. Not those ones. Not those ones. Those ones are crazy, bro. Those ones are crazy, man. Apparently they attack men too. Apparently they get on the guys too. Like one guy was saying that it was sucking him off, which is nuts. Well, poor choice of words on my part. It's crazy. It's crazy. Um, yeah, no one knows what to make of these stories, but they are very common. Like, is it mass hysteria? But how? Like, I've never heard of a mass hysteria where everyone feels like someone's having sex with them, but they can't see the person. Like, what kind of hysteria is that? That's a very hard thing to make up in your mind. Like, anyway, I don't even think I got any drug education at school. I think they should teach young teenagers to be careful about this kind of stuff. Yeah, they should. We had, I don't know, I guess it depends state to state in America, but here we had a scared straights program, sort of like someone, someone, a couple people came to our school and told us terrible stories of their drug usage and what drugs made them do and what. And I guess the goal was to scare us into never taking drugs. You didn't have to tell me twice. I'm not in high school. I was not interested in all that stuff. I went to a couple parties here and there, and I knew people who did drugs. I was like not interested. It was never my vibe. You couldn't get me. You couldn't force me to do that. I was just not interested. But yeah, we did have those talks though. I went to a boys' school. It was very big on discipline. So They always made sure that we were on the straight and narrow path, that we didn't misbehave. So I think if I'd went to like some regular high school with girls and boys and there were more you know loose with the rules, I think maybe the peer pressure would have been stronger. So who knows where I would have ended up if I'd gone to a school like that. Extreme skaters has said oil up 3 times. I saw it. Haha. uh, we had we had the Dare program growing up. That's pretty much the same thing. Talking to you for drugs. My parents drove me down to Skid Row when I was a kid to teach me about drugs. I've heard of Skid Row. Where's that? I've heard of Skid Row. Is that? Oh, you're from California, so I assume it's somewhere in California. Uh, and my mom, I don't think my mom ever talked to me about drugs. You know, my mom never had to worry about us when we were growing up. We were just very innocent kids. Not innocent, but like we didn't go out drinking, we didn't smoke, we didn't do any of that sort of stuff. We weren't having sex with girls, so she didn't have to worry when. Well, actually, my brother did end up doing that, but I never. He didn't get anyone pregnant, but he was he had a girlfriend, and my when he had that girlfriend, my concern was he was going to get her pregnant. No one liked that girl. No one in my family liked the girl I'm whispering because he might hear his room is close to mine. But yeah, he had a girlfriend that no one liked. I was thinking, imagine he has sex with this girl. Um, she gets pregnant, and then she's just stuck in our lives. I was like, oh Lord, no, please no. And then it came out that she was cheating on him, and I was worried that maybe she gave him something. And like these girls that sleep around, or anyone that sleeps around, you get worried. You get worried that you might contract some sort of STD or something. Be very careful in these streets. You never know who's got what. Uh, Never was interested in drugs. Yeah, I remember like going out to McDonald's with these girls. It was me and my brother. I have to go. Thanks for that. Peace out, Barbara. It's always good. Always good chatting. Hope you have a good rest of your day. So I was saying, I went to McDonald's with a couple of girls and it was me and my brother as well. And we're just talking, having fun, laughing, cracking jokes. No alcohol, no drugs, nothing, and we're having a lot of fun. We're like such a fun time. And the girl commented saying, "I've never had this much fun without drinking before." And I was just like that's interesting. Like people genuinely think that they can't have fun if they're not inebriated or high. This is not true. You can have a lot of fun without being high. Very possible. In fact, you can have the most fun without being high. You just need to change your mindset, and you'll realize that a lot of things are available to you. Someone, someone phone scratching. Can I do it again? Sure, why not? I don't want to move around this phone too much because it'll cause issues with the external microphone. Because I noticed that when I move around, the the phone while I'm using this microphone, there's like feedback and it gets weird. It's weird. Hopefully you can hear that. ASMR. What time is it? I'll stick around for a little bit longer. I think I'll do 15 more minutes, then I'll call it a night. So feel free to ask me any questions if you have questions while I do some triggers for you. Shout out to Barbara, $10 and give you. Thank you as a parting present. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Once again, have a great day. Always nice chatting. $10. Look at me. Ooh. Very generous of you. What time is it in SA? It is currently 9:15. Everyone should like Barbara's post with the gift. How kind. What's up with the microphone of the new phone? Is like this. No, it's just this is an external microphone that I'm using right now. The microphones on the actual phone are they're just quieter than this one. I just noticed that they're just quieter. They're not as sensitive. So when you're filming like regular videos where people are just talking, I guess it's fine. But when you're doing ASMR, like especially like my type of ASMR where I'm talking while doing ASMR, it can be hard to hear my voice. So I was like, I can't use these microphones. So I just use this phone when I'm recording because this phone has much better microphones. At some point, I'll upgrade to like a proper. I'll get like a Galaxy S24 or maybe S25. By the time I upgrade, it'd probably be like an S25, and I'm sure I'm hoping that'll have a better microphone. At this point, I don't even know because this phone is more expensive than this one, and yet this one has better microphone. So you'd assume the more expensive phone has better microphones, but apparently not. Apparently not. This thing cost more than twice what this costs. This costs more than twice this, and yet this has not so great microphones. The camera's better, but the microphones are not so good, which is puzzling. It's about lunchtime where I'm at. Yeah. Where are you? Where are you? If you're from the States, what state are you in? I'm gonna go out with some friends for some pizza. Sounds good. Sounds amazing. Pizza's great, man. Pizza's a great food. It's so good. It's so convenient. You can switch it up in so many different ways. There's even dessert pizza. So many different toppings you can put on pizza. Like pizza's a great was a great idea. Whoever came up with that, the Italians. Bravo. Texas. You're from Texas? Texas is great. I've seen a lot of food vlogs on YouTube shot in Texas. It looks so good. The food there, the barbecue, the Mexican food. Looks amazing. I'd love to try that. I'd love to go on a food tour in Texas. I'd absolutely love to go on a Texas food tour. Have a Texas Twinkie. Have you heard of the Texas Twinkie? It looks so good. It's like what is it again? I think it's like a jalapeno wrapped in bacon, and then they stuff it. They also stuff it with cream cheese and like brisket and stuff like that. It looks so good, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what the Texas is. But yeah, it looks so delicious. Um, besides America, there's a country I've been looking at called Georgia, which seems very nice. It's in Eastern Europe. It's just like Eastern Europe and Asia, kind of between them both. Eastern Europe, Western Asia. It looks really nice. Um, so I've been considering that as a potential option to immigrate to as well. Because I do have serious plans to immigrate when the time is right. The food here is amazing. It'll clog your arteries, but it's worth it. I don't avoid clogging my arteries, but yeah, I think everything in moderation. If you have these things once in a while, you're good. You're golden. So my goal would be to indulge every once in a while. But definitely try it at least once. Try a lot of these things at least once. But yeah, if you're exercising, drinking water, eating healthy for the most part, I think every now and then you can cheat. You can treat yourself to some delicious food. I mean, your healthy food can be delicious as well, but you want to try. You want to try with some of these other things as well. Uh, what is your favorite food from Texas? Let me know what your favorite food is. And what would you say the top food states are? I know Florida, I mean Tampa, Florida to be specific, is regarded as a foodie city, as a top 10 foodie city. That's what I've heard. They say there's got a lot of Cuban culture, Vietnamese, this, that. It's a nice mixture of a lot of different things. So you get a good mix. I know Texas, um, Dallas, I guess maybe Houston, places like that also have like great food, different mixtures of different cultures and so on and so forth, especially like the Mexican cuisine. The barbecue, full off the bone and so juicy. Yeah, it looks good, like the ribs and the brisket and that. It looks good. It's good. It also looks like they stack those plates. Like it's like too much food. You can always take it home. I don't think I could finish that much food. Whenever I see people eating this sort of stuff, I'm like, that's a lot of food for one person. Americans are known for overeating, though. Y'all have an obesity problem over there. But yeah, I'll take it home. I'll just pack it in a lunchbox in a takeaway bag and bring it home and enjoy it later. That'll be my strategy. When I order pizza, when I order like a pizza for myself, like a large pizza, I can never finish it by myself. Sometimes I do if I'm like really hungry, I can finish a large pizza, but I usually get like halfway before I tap out. I have a small stomach, so I'm not someone that can down a whole lot of food. My brother's the opposite of me. He eats a lot. You can get a whole platter here for about $25. You can literally feed a family for a week. That's crazy. Yeah, yeah. It does seem it does seem quite a lot. I'm really looking forward to this. There's a channel I watch. It's called Doobie Doobop. So it's a Korean girl, and she does these food vlogs. She goes to different parts of the country of America and films herself eating different foods. And oh my gosh, bro, some of the foods she eats, like looks so good. Let me try to show you your channel. Type do we do that? This is our channel. Oh, this is her rather. Let me increase the brightness is up. So she got these videos. This is the one I watched. I think this was shot in Dallas, Texas. Yeah, you should watch this if you get the chance. Dooby Doo Bop. It's spelled DOOBYDOBAP. So check it out. Bro, the food in that video looked so good. I was like, but yeah, if you watch that on a full stomach, you might throw up because so much food is unreasonable. Who's eating all that, bro? You're a couple hours from Dallas. Yeah, I heard Dallas is great. I heard it's a great place. Love to visit. Texas in general does sound nice. It sounds very nice. So long live Texas, you know? More power to you. A lot of people are moving from California to Texas. Like California is seeing the biggest mass migration it's ever seen. People are moving out, immigration. They're leaving the states, they're going to other states, such as Texas or Florida or Tennessee. So it's mainly Texas and Florida that people are going to. I think in Texas there's no state tax, no state income tax as well. That's one of the benefits of living in Texas. Let me just Google that real quick. No income tax in Texas. The Texas Constitution forbids personal income taxes. It forbids it. It forbids income tax, which is great. These are the sort of things people should be thinking about whenever they're moving, when they're choosing which state they want to live in. You should be thinking about cost of living. You should be thinking about how much tax you're going to pay, how safe is it, so on and so forth. I was watching a video of a person, you know, him and his fiance. Fiance can be female too, right? He's the girl he's engaged with, engaged to. They're looking for a place to stay, a state to stay in, and they were at New York. They were, you know, touring New York as tourists, and he was just saying, "I love the vibes here, yada yada yada." I was just thinking about how New York isn't when you look at all the stats and all those sort of all the details pertaining to that cost of living, um, the crime, the issue with the immigration, which is overbearing the infrastructure, overwhelming the infrastructure. You have to think about these things when you're moving. So I don't think it's good to just move for vibes. I think you should also move for like quality of life, cost of living, so on and so forth, things like that. That's what people should be thinking about. Vibes, vibes will last like the first few days, weeks, and then after that, reality kicks in. Like, oh my god, it's very expensive to live here. Oh my god, crime. Oh my god, this. Oh my god, that. People here aren't nice. It's very busy. Like is it a good place to raise your family? You know, if you're single, is it a good place to meet people? And like these are things you have to ask yourself when you move into a place. You can't just move for vibes, you know? Anyway, I'll leave you with that. I'll leave you with that. I've done my obligatory hour and 30 minutes, and it's been very fun talking to y'all. Really appreciate appreciate you also living here. It's good. If I ever come to the States, I should come to Texas. Definitely something to consider. Anywho, guys, I thank you all for watching. Sometimes I wonder if I should pray at the end of my lives, but because I always pray at the end of my videos, but yeah, I'll keep that for the main videos, and for the lives, I'll just peace out. So God bless, stay safe, and I appreciate everyone for tuning in. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. I'll see you next week. Thank you for